Welcome to the Redmont Weekly Roundup, where I go through some, but not all, of the big happenings on the Democracy Craft server throughout the 17th to the 24th of August, 2025. Perhaps the biggest bit of news comes in the form of the now former President Kaiserin's resignation. At the start of the week, they stepped down from her position as head of the Workers' Party of Redmont due to a desire to more singularly dedicate herself to her duties as president. However, as of the 24th, they have resigned, citing toxicity and burnout. Several politicians responded to their resignation, mostly in support of Kaiserin, but some pointing out that the WPR was itself not innocent in regards to toxicity. The former president will be returning to their legal career, while she is succeeded by Juniper Fig, who will remain president for the rest of the term. As of the 20th of August, 138 evictions have taken place, with the plots being returned to the market. However, with this announcement, the Secretary of the Department of Construction and Transport, ex-Endeavour, has made claims regarding the Federal Reserve Bank's proposed departmental spawning decree, which END says would supposedly dictate what you can and can't paste. The Reserve Bank's governor, Don Trillians, responded that END was misrepresenting the decree, going on to clarify on some of the points brought up and claiming that they were made in bad faith in an attempt to pressure the FRB. For the unemployed, a few opportunities to find a job in government have arisen. First, the aforementioned DCT are hiring builders, constructors, and inspectors, while the Department of Commerce has opened an expression of interest for the position of Secretary of Commerce following the resignation of Avanish 2008. Information about these can surely be found on the forums. Additionally, the Reveille Times are now accepting articles from freelance journalists being paid anywhere from $700 to $2,800. The Red vs. Blue event that was scheduled by the Department of Public Affairs ended up being cancelled due to severe disturbances from players who violated the rules and sowed chaos both in-game and over Discord. In response, RealImza drafted a bill for the Combat the Nuisance Act, which seeks to impose penalties on those who seek to disrupt future events or the planning of them. The event itself will be rescheduled for a later date, with the prize money being doubled as compensation for those who are unable to take part. An exciting bit of news for my fellow jewelers. The Department of Education has announced new items for jewelers to be able to craft, ranging from necklaces, rings, watches, and even a very cute cat figurine, with promises of more to come. I would be remiss not to mention it, but with the newest Trolligarch video, a number of new players have flocked to the server, myself included. Hello! Only time will tell whether or not they become long-term citizens of Redmont, but with the recent MSMBS poll showing that 53% of respondents feel that the Department of Education is unable to properly accommodate this third Trolligarch wave, it seems that the current situation could do with some improvements. Finally, on the topic of nominations, referendums, and election results, the Save the Public Defender Act referendum has passed with an 86.96% ayes. Following the special elections, Smarmy of the WPR will be filling the seat of former Representative Gui, and Girl Phil Coded, also of the WPR, will be filling the seat of former Representative Toad King. Following the resignation of the Honourable Dr. Explosive, Co531 has been nominated as Supreme Court Justice. For Aventura, Anime Inc. has been elected mayor, with Kato DE as his deputy. Additionally, Epiphone335 is to be head of development, GimaGamer0911 to be head of community, RealImza as head of legal affairs, and Winterwolf as head of commerce. For Oakridge, Multiman155 has been elected as the Attorney General, Torton was here as head of event coordination, Yeet Boy as head of urban development, Grape Real Juice as head of commerce, and Talion77 as head of residence. That's been the Redmont Weekly Roundup. I'll hopefully see you next week.